My beloved child, my faithful one, hear my voice echoing through the chambers of your soul. You are not merely surviving, you are more than a conqueror. This status is not a reward for your perfect performance or a medal for your own strength. It is a spiritual reality woven into your very being because I dwell within you. You have been fighting battles you thought were ending in defeat, but I want you to look through my eyes. In the realms you cannot see, in the spaces where my spirit moves, I have been winning those victories for you long before the first arrow of doubt was ever aimed at your heart. You have spent so much time looking at your circumstances as if the final outcome depended on your own stamina. You have been measuring your survival by how much energy you have left in your weary body or how much faith you can scrape together after being crushed by the world. You've been calculating your chances based on your bank account, your connections, or your past successes. But I am here to tell you that this was never the equation. Your victory has nothing to do with your capacity and everything to do with my infinity. You are not fighting to obtain a win. You are fighting from the victory I secured for you 2,000 years ago. When I call you more than a conqueror, I am not giving you a hollow motivational phrase to get you through a difficult afternoon. I am declaring a literal truth of your identity. The same authority that commanded the light to shine out of darkness, the same power that shattered the chains of death and raised Jesus from the grave, that power is currently pulsing through your veins. Greater is He who is in you than any force, any economy, or any enemy that is in this world. That is not poetry, my child. It is your inheritance. Even now, as you feel your heart growing tired, my love is actively warring for your breakthrough. I know you're exhausted. I have seen the moments when you wanted to lay down your armor and just walk away because the pain of hoping felt heavier than the numbness of giving up. I have seen the tears you shed in the shower where no one could hear you. I have felt the weight of the burdens you carry that you were too afraid to name out loud. I was there. I was there for every silent scream. I have collected every single one of those tears in a sacred bottle, keeping them close to my heart because they are precious to me. You have never been alone, not for a single second, not even when you felt furthest from my grace. The struggle you are in right now, the one that feels like it's going to break you, is already under my feet. Every problem that seems impossible, every enemy that harasses your mind, they all must bow to my name. They do not get to write the ending of your story. Your past does not get to dictate your future. I am the author and the finisher of your faith, and I have already written the final chapter of this season. You win. And you won't just win by the skin of your teeth. You will come out of this with spoils of war that you never could have found in a time of peace. What does it mean to be more than a conqueror? It means you don't just defeat the enemy, you take possession of everything he tried to use against you. I am taking the weapons formed to destroy you and turning them into tools for your promotion. I am taking the pain that was meant to crush your spirit and transforming it into the very power that will carry you into your destiny. The enemy made a fatal miscalculation when he attacked you. He thought he was wearing you down, but he was actually giving me an opportunity to show you that my power does not rely on your vitality. There were so many attacks I stopped before you even realized they were happening. I dismantled plots in the spiritual realm while you were sleeping. I redirected the steps of those who meant you harm. I silenced words of poison before they could reach your ears. And for the battles I allowed to reach you, it was only because I knew what they would produce in you. I was building spiritual muscle in you that you are going to need for the heights where I am taking you. Every struggle was a refining fire, pulling the gold of your character to the surface. You are standing in a moment that feels overwhelming, but you must remember that you are not operating under the laws of this world. You are supernatural. What limits others does not limit you. What defeats others does not defeat you. You are connected to an unlimited source and backed by an undefeated champion. Stop looking at the size of the mountain and start looking at the size of your God. Your breakthrough is not up for debate. It was settled at the cross. It is finished. I am not just trying to get you out of the battle. I am trying to get the battle out of you. I am working on your character more than your comfort because I love you too much to give you a blessing you aren't yet strong enough to carry. The version of you that emerges from this fire will be deeper, stronger, and more filled with my light than ever before. I have never compared you to anyone else. Your journey is unique because your destination is unique. If the warfare is intense, it is only because the glory ahead is so massive.
The middle-aged man, with a slightly hoarse voice and a hint of anger, possessed considerable knowledge. Think of David in the cave or Joseph in the prison. The darkness wasn't there to end them. It was there to prepare them for a throne. I do not waste pain. I do not waste waiting. What the enemy meant for evil, I am strategically flipping for your good. The doors that closed were my protection. The delays were my divine timing. And now the right doors are about to swing open. You won't have to force them. You won't have to manipulate people. When I decide it is your time, nothing in heaven or on earth can stop what I have set in motion. You are moving from a season of barely enough into a season of overflow. I am pouring out answers to prayers you thought I forgot about years ago. Every act of obedience, every time you chose to forgive when it hurt, every time you chose to trust me through the silence, it has all been building a reservoir of blessing that is about to break open. You have been sowing in tears, but you are about to reap in shouts of joy. Align your thoughts with mine. Stop seeing yourself as a victim and start seeing yourself as the victor I've already declared you to be. You are more than a conqueror because my blood covers you and my spirit lives in you. I have not carried you this far to drop you now. I am faithful to complete the work I started in you. The enemy wants to replay your mistakes on a loop, but I have washed them away. I am not looking for perfect people. I am looking for willing hearts, and your willingness is all I need. My love for you is not a reaction to your behavior. It is a fundamental part of my nature. I cannot stop loving you. I am fighting for you right now, for your healing, for your peace, for your family, and for your future. I fight in ways you see and in ways you won't understand until eternity. You belong to me, and I do not lose what is mine. The waiting you are in is not dead time, it is development time. Trust the process. Trust my timing. Keep praising me in the hallway until the door opens. Keep hoping when it feels foolish, for hope is the anchor that will keep you from drifting. You are about to see me move in ways you have only ever dreamed of. Your morning of breakthrough is dawning, and it will feel like a resurrection. I am with you. I am for you. I will never, ever leave you. Rest in my love today, my child. The battle is mine, and the victory is already yours. Since you have received these words of strength, would you like me to help you pray through the specific battle you are facing right now? Or should we explore how to maintain your peace while you wait for the manifestation of your victory? My beloved child, come close and listen to my heart. I am about to unveil my faithfulness to you in dimensions that will completely sweep away every shadow of doubt that has ever tried to take root in your mind. I am preparing to perform something so undeniably miraculous, so clearly of my hand, that you will never again have to wonder if I am standing right beside you. The prayers you have whispered in the dark are about to be answered with such brilliance that you will find yourself utterly speechless, and the doors I am preparing to swing open will leave you breathless with wonder. I am leading you into territories you never dared to dream of, introducing you to people who will help shape your destiny, and unlocking provisions you never thought you could reach. But even beyond these gifts, my greatest desire is to show you who I am. I am about to draw you into a level of intimacy so deep that it will make everything you have known of me before feel like a mere flickering shadow of the true light. I want to show you hidden facets of my nature and depths of my love that your heart has not yet felt. I am inviting you into that sacred, secret place, the inner chamber reserved for those who have been refined by the heat of the struggle. You see, my child, this battle was never meant to destroy you. It was the training ground for an intimacy that most will never know. This spiritual warfare was the very thing qualifying you for an authority that few are willing to pay the price to carry. While others may have walked away when the lessons grew difficult, you stayed in the classroom of hardship. You have endured the weight of a doctorate-level pressure, and now I am releasing an anointing upon your life that perfectly matches the intensity of the tests you have survived. When you step out of this fire, you will not be the person you were when you entered. Your thoughts, your prayers, and your very walk will be transformed, shining with a purity that only the furnace can produce. The gold does not gain its value while sitting untouched in the dark of the mine. Its glory is revealed only through the fire that consumes the dross. I have been the refiner, watching over you with the steady hand of a master craftsman. I knew exactly how much heat to apply and exactly when to bring you out. I was never burning you. I was only burning away what didn't belong to your true design. I wasn't punishing you. I was purifying you. And the pure gold emerging now is worth more than all the treasures of the earth. You will carry a weight of my glory so heavy that the darkness will tremble when you enter a room. I am not just helping you survive this current skirmish. I am equipping you for a global assignment. I am not just meeting your needs. I am turning you into a storehouse of my provision for many others. Your testing was intense because your calling is immense. Your season was long because your preparation had to be absolute. I never over-prepare my warriors, but I ensure they are ready for the specific giants they are destined to slay. One day soon, you will look back on these days and thank me for the very parts you wanted to skip, because you will see how every scar was a stripe of honor and every tear was a seed of power. I know the middle of the journey feels messy and exhausting. It is the place where many lose heart because the finish line is hidden by the dust of the fight. But I am telling you, keep your feet moving. You are so much closer than your feelings are telling you. Your breakthrough isn't a year away, it is right around the corner. One more act of trust, one more breath of faith is all that sits between you and the manifestation of my promise. The enemy is hitting you hard right now because he is terrified of how dangerous you have become to his kingdom. He doesn't attack the defeated, he attacks the anointed. Your warfare is actually a confirmation of your value. If you weren't a threat to the darkness, you wouldn't be under fire. But I have already issued the verdict from my throne. You are victorious. You cannot lose a battle that I am fighting on your behalf.
Stop measuring the obstacle by your own strength and start measuring it by my limitless power. You have the armies of heaven at your back and the Holy Spirit breathing within you. My faithfulness to you isn't based on how well you perform. It is rooted in my unchanging character. I am the Alpha and the Omega, and I always finish what I begin.
The middle-aged man, with a slightly hoarse voice and a hint of anger, possessed considerable knowledge. Every no I gave you was my protection. Every closed door was me saving you from a path that would have led to your undoing. I have been moving people and shifting atmospheres behind the scenes to set the stage for your arrival. Your season of struggling for crumbs is ending. Your season of reaping the harvest is beginning. So lift up your head and breathe deeply. Let my peace settle your heart. You are my child, my treasure, and I am never, ever letting go of your hand. Rest in the knowledge that I am God, and I am working all things together for your magnificent good. Since you have heard my promise of victory, would you like me to show you how to rest in the middle while the final breakthrough approaches? Or shall we discuss how to recognize the specific doors I am starting to unlock for you? My cherished child, lean in and let my words wrap around you like a warm embrace. The breakthrough you are sensing, that shift in the atmosphere you've been praying for, was actually finalized in those silent moments when you chose to keep believing, even when your mind was screaming that nothing made sense. You see, the harvest you were about to gather wasn't an accident. It was planted during those long, cold seasons when you kept sowing your seeds of faith into the dry ground, even though you couldn't see a single sprout of green breaking through the surface. This favor that is descending upon your life now is not a paycheck for your perfect performance. It is the fruit of your holy persistence. It is my response to your refusal to quit, your stubborn determination to keep your eyes fixed on me when the storm was howling at its loudest. Every time you opened your mouth to worship while you were still in the thick of the forest, you were literally signing the decree of your victory before the battle was even over. Every time you chose to lift up a song of praise when your flesh felt like complaining, you were pulling the lever of heaven's power on your own behalf. When you thanked me in advance for a miracle you hadn't even touched yet, you were demonstrating the exact kind of faith that causes mountains to tremble and move. By speaking my promises over your situation instead of just rehearsing the details of your problems, you were calling into existence a reality that was simply waiting for the frequency of your voice to be released. Never forget that your words carry a weight of authority you have yet to fully comprehend. Life and death are truly vibrating in the power of your tongue. You possess the God-given right to bless or to curse, to construct or to dismantle with the breath you breathe. When you stood up and declared, "I am more than a conqueror," you weren't just reciting a line from a book, you were activating a spiritual law. When you whispered that I am faithful, you weren't just trying to cheer yourself up, you were releasing a force that moved the very hand of heaven. You are operating in a dimension of authority that the world cannot understand because they only speak of what their eyes can see, while you speak of what I have promised. I need you to keep that confession strong. Do not stop proclaiming my truth just because you haven't seen the final evidence in the natural realm. Do not wait for a good feeling to tell me thank you. Speak it in the middle of the fire. Proclaim it when the enemy whispers that it's never going to happen. Proclaim it until the vibration of your faith manifests into the physical world. That is the essence of faith. It doesn't wait for sight, it creates the vision. It doesn't wait for a reason to celebrate. It starts the party before the walls even fall down. You are not just hoping or wishing that I might come through for you. You are standing on a foundation of absolute certainty, anchored to a promise that cannot be broken because it is backed by my very name.
You are immovable, unshakable, and utterly unstoppable because you have hitched your soul to a God who is incapable of lying. Do you know what happens in the unseen world when you stand like that? When you refuse to be intimidated by the shadows? Hell begins to panic. The enemy starts to scramble because he realizes he's dealing with someone who isn't fighting for victory, but someone who is fighting from victory. You are more than a conqueror because my Spirit is the one providing the power. You are capable because my grace is filling the gaps in your ability. I am your strength, your wisdom, and your very life. I am your hiding place when the winds are fierce, and your light when the night is at its deepest. Everything you've been searching for in the world is already deposited inside you because I am inside you. Stop begging people for what I've already given you. Stop waiting for the world to change before you use the power I've already made available. You don't need a new anointing. You just need to wake up the one you've been carrying. You have been living far beneath your inheritance, my child. You've been acting like a pauper while sitting at the table of the king. You've been tolerating chains that I've already snapped. I am telling you now, stand up. Stop praying like someone who's forgotten and start decreeing like a co-heir of the kingdom. Every battle was won 2,000 years ago when Jesus cried out, "It is finished." That wasn't a sigh of relief, it was a shout of total domination. It means the price is paid, the debt is canceled, and the victory is secured forever. Your role is not to make the victory happen, but to enforce the victory that is already a fact.
You are a royal priesthood, a chosen generation in the very righteousness of God. Being more than a conqueror means you don't just survive the battle, you come out of it with more than you had when you went in. You take the enemy's territory and turn it into your garden. You take the weapons meant for your destruction and use them as tools for your expansion. This isn't a barely made it story. This is a story of overwhelming triumph that will make the world wonder at my goodness in your life. The reason the warfare has been so intense is that your testimony is going to set entire cities free. The enemy knows that when you step into your breakthrough, you're going to inspire thousands of others to keep going. He isn't wasting ammunition on you because you're weak. He's doing it because he knows how dangerous you are to his kingdom. Your battle is proof of your value. Your scars are evidence of your calling. Every hour spent in the hidden place of prayer and tears was building a character that can sustain the heavy weight of glory I'm about to release. My beloved child, let my words wash over you and still the restless waters of your heart. Just as I have promised, I am preparing to part the Red Sea of your circumstances. I am about to carve a path through the very center of what you thought was an impossible barrier, delivering you from an adversary that has seemed far too powerful for you to face alone. I am stepping onto the battlefield to fight a war on your behalf, a war you could never hope to win by relying on your own limited strength. And when the dust settles, when you are standing firmly on the shores of victory, there will be no shadow of a doubt that it was my hand that brought you through. You won't have to wonder who deserves the credit. You won't have to search for the source of your rescue. You will know with absolute clarity that you didn't save yourself. I saved you. You didn't climb your way out. I lifted you up. You didn't fight your way through. I cleared the way for you. I want it this way, not because I am far off or seeking validation, but because you need to know where your true help comes from. I want you to understand that while apart from me, you are like a branch withered from the vine. But with me, every impossibility is transformed into an opportunity. I need this truth to be etched into your soul so that the next time life tries to corner you, you won't give in to panic. You won't exhaust yourself trying to fix it with human effort. Instead, you will look back at this moment and remember, He did it then, and He will surely do it again. Your testimony is far more than a story of the past. It is a living reference point for your faith.
Every single time I have arrived just in time in your history is ironclad proof that I am arriving right now. I am the Lord, and I do not change. My nature is constant. My love is a fixed point, and my faithfulness is a rock that never shifts. What I was for you yesterday, I am for you today, and I am already standing in your tomorrow. You can lean your entire weight on me, not because you have done everything right, but because being faithful is simply who I am. Even now, while you are listening to my voice, my power is vibrating through your situation. My spirit is rearranging the details of your life, and my angels have already been dispatched to bring your deliverance. Your breakthrough isn't a maybe, it is a finished work in the spiritual realm, and it is manifesting faster than you realize. You are standing at the very threshold of your triumph. Don't you dare turn back now. You are only one prayer, one step, one breath of faith away from seeing the promise made real.
The enemy is shouting so loudly right now because he is terrified of how close you are to the finish line. He isn't attacking you because you are weak. He is attacking you because he knows you are a threat to his darkness. He can trouble your mind, but he cannot touch your soul. He can harass your steps, but he cannot steal your destiny. You are sealed by my spirit and shielded by my grace. I have already issued the final verdict. You are more than a conqueror. I want you to think about Lazarus. When I delayed, his family thought I was late. They thought the opportunity for a miracle had died and been buried in that tomb. But I wasn't late. I was being precise. If I had healed him of his sickness, it would have been a private joy. But because I waited until he was gone, I was able to reveal a resurrection glory that shook the entire region. I am doing the same for you. I'm not just going to patch up your problem. I am going to resurrect what you thought was lost forever. I am turning your delay into a public demonstration of my power. You have been beating yourself up for the moments you felt weak or afraid, but I want you to hear me. Your weakness doesn't disqualify you. It actually makes you the perfect candidate for my strength. My power is perfected in your limitation. When you reach the end of yourself, you finally reach the beginning of me. This battle has been stripping away your self-reliance so that you could discover the inexhaustible riches of my grace. You are a child of the King, an heir to the riches of heaven. Stop begging for crumbs and start walking in the authority of my name. You are more than a conqueror right now, in the middle of the mess, in the middle of the pain. This victory was won 2,000 years ago, and all I'm asking you to do is to receive it and walk in it. Lift up your head. Your season of overflow has arrived. I love you with an everlasting love, and I will never, ever let you go. Since you have received this word of your identity, would you like me to help you identify the dead things in your life that I'm about to resurrect? Or would you like to discuss how to activate the authority you carry in your daily life? My precious child, come and rest in the stillness of my presence, for I have words of comfort and strength that I wish to breathe into your very soul. You are not merely a wanderer in this life, nor are you a soldier struggling to survive an endless night. I want you to shift your gaze from the horizon of your problems to the reality of my throne. Understand this fundamental truth. You are not fighting an uphill battle to achieve a victory that is yet to be decided. No, my beloved, you are standing upon a victory that has already been carved into eternity. You are fighting from a position of total triumph because I have already overcome the world. When you feel the weight of the world pressing against your shoulders, remember that you are more than a conqueror through the boundless love of Christ. This is not a title you must earn, but an identity I have bestowed upon you.
I have already looked at every mountain you will ever face, every valley you will ever walk through, and every giant that will ever stand in your path, and I have declared your triumph over them all. My word does not return void, and my decree over your life is final. There is no authority in heaven or on earth that can overturn the blessing I have placed upon your head. Stand firm, my child, and do not let your heart be troubled or afraid. The very same power that surged through the darkness of the tomb and raised Jesus from the dead is the power that is pulsating within you at this very moment. It is a resurrection power. It is a life-giving force that can turn ashes into beauty and mourning into dancing. You are not operating on your own limited energy, but on the infinite current of my spirit. When you feel weak, that is when my strength is most perfectly displayed in you. When you feel like you have nothing left to give, remember that my well never runs dry.
Your breakthrough is not a distant if or a fragile maybe. In the archives of heaven, it is already a recorded fact. It is simply a matter of when, and I am the master of time and seasons. I am orchestrating the winds and the waves to bring you to the shore I have promised. I need you to keep believing, even when the clouds are thick and the stars seem hidden. I need you to keep standing, even when the ground beneath you feels like shifting sand. Trust in the one who has never lost a single battle in all of eternity. I am your shield, your fortress, and your rear guard. I am the commander of the heavenly hosts, and I have dispatched my angels to stand watch over you. You are never, ever alone in the heat of the conflict. When you speak my name, the atmosphere changes. When you offer a sacrifice of praise, the chains that bind you begin to rust and fall away. I am fighting for you in ways you cannot see, moving hearts of kings and opening doors of brass just to make a way for my beloved. Think of the battles of old, how I parted the seas and brought down walls with a shout. I am that same God today. I am the God who feeds the ravens and clothes the lilies, and how much more do I care for you, the apple of my eye. Do not let the whispers of the enemy convince you that I have forgotten my promises. I have engraved your name on the palms of my hands. Your tears are gathered in my bottle, and not one of them has been shed in vain. They are the seeds of the joy that is about to burst forth in your life. I am leading you into a season of overflow where the struggle of the past will seem like a distant dream. You are being refined, not for destruction, but for glory. The fire you have walked through has only served to burn off the ropes that were holding you back. You are coming out of this with a testimony that will light the way for others who are still in the dark. You are coming out with a song of deliverance that will break the silence of the night. Keep your eyes on me, and let my peace, which surpasses all understanding, guard your heart and your mind. I am doing a new thing, and even now it is springing forth. Can you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. Your past does not define you, and your failures do not disqualify you. My grace is a flood that washes away every regret and makes all things new. Walk with your head held high, for you are a child of the Most High King. You are protected, you are provided for, and you are profoundly loved. Now that you have received this word of strength, would you like me to identify the specific promises in my word that apply to your current situation? Or would you prefer for us to pray together to silence the voices of doubt that have been troubling you?